Hello everyone, it's great to have you with us. I'm Philip Duncan. Well, across New Zealand, high pressure is starting to slip off, and you might have noticed those northerly winds picking up, at least the humidity. If you haven't noticed the wind speed, you probably noticed the warmth and humidity as northerly winds come into the top of the country. But at the other end, it's getting cooler. A southerly change coming through, and the two are meeting together over the South Island. This map shows a fair bit of low pressure through the New Zealand area and a developing tropical cyclone. The good news for Fiji, it's already leaving the Fiji area. So if it does form into a Category 1 cyclone today, more than likely not going to impact too many people as it tracks to open waters. Big high down here near Tasmania. That is coming in after this colder change coming through this week. Cooler change. Well, it's a debate whether it's colder or cooler. I'm going to go with cooler because the temperatures aren't too dramatic, at least not compared to some of the other southerlies we've just had. All right, here's the rainfall in New Zealand for the next 7 days ahead, right through until 7 a.m. next Tuesday. And what we're seeing up here is the North Island getting some wet weather finally. It's in the red area, so we're talking around about 30 millimetres roughly over the next week and a bit. This week, well, I know it's a 7-day map. What I meant was this week and to the start of next week. So 7 days worth of rainfall. The accumulations, a lot of it in that red zone, 25 to 30 millimetres. One or two spots up here might go a little further, maybe closer to 40. It all depends on the downpours. There is a low next week. We're going to focus on that in a second as well. Down here on the west coast, bigger totals up over 100 millimetres, but around Christchurch, very, very little. Might only be just 1 or 2 millimetres over the next several days. This is lunchtime Wednesday. So there we've got two different big systems at the moment. Potential tropical cyclone off here to the northeast, or at least a tropical depression. And then to the south, we've got a Southern Ocean low and two very different types of weather. This one's driving in a much colder, cooler, southerly change with a bit of wet weather. And to the north, this system here helping to contribute more humidity and showers, while the remnants of what was last week Cyclone Lucas up here near New Caledonia completely fallen apart. But the leftover humidity and showers, that's what's helping to line up for the North Island. If you take a look at ruralweather.co.nz and the rainfall numbers, a lot of rainfall totals across the North Island this week are only about 10 millimetres as a result of that system. Some of you will get more than that where you get the big downpour, others won't. Others will get less than that. So it's a patchy system, not going to deliver much. This one will deliver more rain, but it also comes with that cooler change. So this is the maximum temperature. Let me start that one again. The maximum temperature departure from normal map. And what it's showing is how much cooler than average it should be or is. The green has no colouring. I know that makes no sense, but it's just the satellite map. What I mean by it has no colouring is it's not on the key. So the green is just normal temperatures when you see that, just seeing the normal satellite map. So a lot of places like Auckland, Coromandel, Bay of Plenty, Wanganui even, and also all down the east coast, normal temperatures. But you'll notice that will be cooler after the warmer than average temperatures you've had for the past few days. All these other areas with the blue, you are dropping below average for the Wednesday. The only area above normal, Hawke's Bay and Gisborne, you'll be leaning just a little bit above average as those cooler winds haven't yet made it up your way. By Thursday, they sort of do. Southerly winds coming in right up across the country. That means humidity levels are down, but with an offshore tropical low. So the weather might be sunny at the beach, but offshore, something's churning the sea up. So just take a lot of care. There could be rough beaches coming in along that eastern side. It's going to be a little bit colder down here still on Thursday with southerlies and showers coming through for you. By Friday, we've got high pressure rolling in. That will settle things down a lot. That ex-cyclone or tropical low moving well away, and the sea will still be a little rough maybe on that eastern side, but things are calming down. Certainly on land they will be. And our final map for this week goes through to Saturday, and you can see a warmer nor'wester coming back into the South Island. So after what is going to be a cooler than average few days ahead, by the time you get into the weekend, it's going to be the other way around. It'll be back to warmer than average. Now let's just go through to next week. Got a special map to show you. This is next Tuesday, showing a tropical low dropping down. This is different to the other systems. The other systems had a big high over New Zealand, so all those tropical lows just couldn't penetrate down even into the far north or Northland. But in this case, high pressure is actually south of not only Tasmania, but south of the Stewart Island, South Island areas. So it's a long way south, and that means northern New Zealand far more vulnerable. The other big high, east of the Chatham Islands. So this allows a perfect area to pull down that subtropical air. It ties in with our Climate Watch update we put out a week ago. We said around the middle of February a chance for low pressure in the New Zealand area, but we also said because there's going to be nearby high pressure, at some point that rain won't go further south. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. But there is a chance for rain next week. Some of the totals at Rural Weather showing 20 or 30 millimetres next week alone. So that's a positive. We're still in a rainfall deficit. We're still seeing droughts forming, slowly developing, but this is a good forecast. And we'll keep you up to date. La Nina is still with us, even though it's fading, it's still with us. And also the sea surface temperatures at their peak as we go into March. And that also encourages more setups like this one. Fingers crossed, eh? That's all from me. We'll see you again on Wednesday.